So now I'm going to show you a vertical layout without the lines because that's the layout that I'm going to be working with today. So I'll choose to do it vertical without lines. I am still a teacher that enjoys to write in an actual planner. So I am actually not going to be adding anything here, but let me go ahead and show you. I'm going to end up deleting it whenever I do print this, but I'm going to show you how you would be able to add your text. Now again, you can't change the name, you can't change school, you can't change school number, you can't change any of this because it's an image, it's a picture. It's a picture on a slide which allows you to be able to add text to it. But you can definitely add your text by clicking on text box and again, drawing out exactly where you want your words to start. Now you probably will have to do a little bit of adjusting, but once you do it, it's done and you won't have to do it again. So I would just be able to do Bridget Spackman here. Oops. Bridget Spackman, double click, and then I'm going to change it to the exact same font. So I'm going to go to font, have that, and then I'm going to go down just a little bit smaller. And if you select your text box, you can move it around and make it fit perfect. Now, to save me some time from having to change everything all over again, you see where my arrow right here has kind of the 4 arrows all the way around? That's going to allow you to select. So I'm going to select that text box so you no longer see that cursor. Just click on it again. It'll select it. And now I'm going to hit Command C on my computer. I think it's Control C maybe on a desktop, but I'm not 100% sure. But on a Mac, it's Command C. That's going to copy it. And then I'm going to paste, which is Command V. And then I'm going to move that down. And now I can put in my school. So there we go. And then you could just keep doing that for all of it. And so now you would have everything completely typed in if that's the way you would choose to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and just delete these and then move on from here. So you could definitely add your text here if you'd like. I'm going to show you what I'm going to be using these for, but you have some calendars here. Again, you can add your contact information the exact same way just by clicking a text box, adding it there, and you can change the size and the font of your text that you add in there and then get it printed. Now, you can also change, move, delete slides. So if you notice here, it says student contact information is 4 and 5. Y'all, I don't know who has only 8 children, but I definitely do not have 8 kids in my class. So I need more of these contact pages. So these student contact pages, I need more of them. I will warn you that whenever you are adding or deleting any pages within this PowerPoint, you have to do it in 2s. If you don't do it in 2s, your printing is going to be way off. So whatever you do, make sure you do it in 2s. So I'm actually going to select off to the side over here. I'm going to make it just a little bit bigger so you guys can see it. Off to the side here, I'm going to select this first page and the second page because this is a spread, which means that when you open it up and it's flat, you see student contact on the left and you see information on the right. So I want to have a few more of this spread. So I'm going to click that. I'm going to hold my shift, clicked, select it, select the information. Now I have 4 and 5 selected. I'm going to right click, hit copy. And now I can paste, but when I paste, I need to make sure I have this one selected. So now I'm going to only have information selected. So I went from having both selected to now only information, and then I'm going to paste. Now if we look at these, you'll notice that I have one set here and another set there, which gives me a total of 16 of those. So I'm going to add a few more of those. Again, I did everything in 2s, so nothing has gotten mixed up. So now I have my contact log, and the contact log is just to be able to keep track of people that you are communicating with via email or phone calls, however you want to do it. So I'm going to add just a couple more of these. So I'm going to select it, hold my shift button, select the next slide, copy it with Command C. Select the slide that I want the slides that I am pasting to go below. So now I can hit paste, and there are those 2 slides. Now I have 2 spreads of that. That's perfect. Account information, I only need one spread. So there's my left side, there's my right side, so I don't need to add any more of that. Same thing with special dates. You already have the days in there. You can definitely go through and add your text once again by, you know, doing your text box here. And so I can do mom's birthday and put hers down for the 7th. Change your fonts. Have it in there, and there you go. Look at that. You can also change the color if you wanted to change the color. You're going to make it red so it really pops. So there you go. So you could definitely add some of those dates in there as well. Have those pre-printed in there. Your meeting dates also, you have those in there so that you can add some of those dates to your afternoon transportation, and then you have a bunch of notes pages. And the notes pages, actually, I need to add a few more of those. So I'm going to hit, again, click it to select the slide. Notice that I'm not over here. I'm actually over here working with the slides on this left-hand side. And then I'm actually going to click that bottom one because I need to work in twos. Remember, everything needs to be done in twos. I'm going to copy it, and now I'm going to paste it. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should give me plenty for right now. Okay, because what's wonderful about this, guys, is you can always go back and print and add more if you need to add more, which is the beauty about having a printable planner. So then you have your monthly pages. Again, once we're doing the overhead view, I'm going to show you guys how I plan on using these pages. But here you can go through and add some of those special holidays if you'd like. I'm going to go ahead and start working in July since it's now July. I've had it out for a whole month. So here I can add some of my dates. So let's say I could take my text box right down here. I'm going to add 4th of July. And change that font to the font that I've used throughout the planner. I'm going to make it super small because I don't want it to take up a ton of space. And then you can decide however you choose to do it. If you just want to select it, copy it, and then paste, you can add another one. So I can put my birthday over here because it's going to be on my birthday on the 5th. And I think that's pretty much it. So you can go through and add as much text here as you'd like as well. And then here is the vertical view for the weekly pages. Notice that this one does not have lines, so if you wanted to have the one with lines, so it would have lines going across. Again, I kept it very clean, very simple. I did add this up here mainly because I like to be able to add in any type of special events that we're having. So let's say that I wanted to add maybe that one piece that I had in that monthly view. I can, whoops, there we go. Let's take it a little bit closer. I can take that and say it's the 4th of July, add that down there. Could change that color to make it really pop and stand out if you are able to print in color. So there it is. Same there. You can do the exact same thing here by adding some of your text. If you want to go ahead and add in some of your classes that you're going to have. If you already know your schedule, kudos to you. You can take your text box. You're going to have to draw it in a horizontal version first, and then you're going to have to use this little ball right here to actually turn the text itself. But you could say, you know, math. This is math class. Double click it. Let's change that font. And then I'm going to turn it. Place it wherever I want to place it. I can now make it the size of this box and then hit center so that it's nice and centered. Let's say you want to make this easier on yourself. After you do that, you can copy and paste a couple of times. So let me show you what this looks like. So copy and paste. So then I'm going to have all of these in here. I'm going to show you guys a really cool trick. If you don't already know it, you're probably sitting here watching this and saying, I know exactly what she's about to do. because every single one of these slides is exactly the same. You only need to do it once. Once you do it once, you don't have to do it again. So let's see. Again, let's go down. All right, so now let's change some of these. Let's just say this is week. Now I'm actually going to make this a little bit smaller. I'm going to make that font. So then I can change my week here. Let's say that that's still math. This is science. Again, you may have to change your fonts just a little bit. Say this is reading. Let's change that font. Let's say this is small group. I'm just making stuff up, guys. Small group. And let's just make it closing circle. All right, so now I have all of these placed in there, okay? And I know that this is my schedule all year long. My schedule's not gonna change. Now I want this on every single one of my weekly pages. So what you're going to do is you're going to, like we did here, like select multiple of them. You're gonna select multiple text boxes. So you're gonna select one of them, hold your shift key, and select all of them while you are holding down on that shift key. Once you have that, you can do something even better. Hit right click, and then you're going to see this thing called group. You can group it, and it'll make it into one big text box. Now you can copy, and when you go to the next week, hit paste. And all you're going to have to do is probably just move it around a little bit to get it all to fit. And you're going to do that to every single one of them. And then you're pretty much done. So that way it makes it a little bit easier for you to go through and you don't have to create all of these different text boxes. Now you've created one text box with all of your subjects done, and now you don't have to worry about it. I'm going to go ahead and delete these because I am not going to be using those. I'm going to choose to actually write my information in. So there is that little piece of it, and it's the same all the way through, guys. Nothing really changes for the monthly and the weekly layouts, but at the very, very bottom, you're going to notice we have the checklist once again. So here's the checklist. And what's nice now is so many of you had asked about creating one of these as far as being able to put names down. You could do the exact same thing. You can hit a text box, write some of those names. I would do it one time, and then I'm going to choose to copy and paste. So here's one. I'm gonna do another one, move his name, and I'm just gonna make that bigger a little bit. If you need to make these bigger, guys, you have this little device down here that helps to make them bigger, so you can definitely use that. I'm using my trackpad just because it gives me that flexibility. So here's kind of me just adding some names to it. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna add my names later on. But here's that idea. You do the exact same thing, and then once you have your names in this very first one, okay, you have them all in here. Oops, sorry. You have all your names in here. Guys, all you have to do is select both of these, copy and paste it, and you're done. There is no more having to retype these. So you would just select, copy, because remember, everything has to be done in twos. Select the slide that you want your paste to go under, paste it. Now I have one here. Now I have one here. Names are already set in there, so I don't have to worry about it again. So that makes it so much easier. So now I'm going to go ahead and delete these because I do not have any of those children in my class. All right, so that is pretty much it for walking through the actual planner itself and showing you how to add some of those edits. Next, we are going to actually look at setting up the planner, printing it out. Oh, and I will actually show you how to print it, sorry. So now let me go ahead and show you exactly how to print the planner itself. So once you have all of this done, you have all of the slides that you want in there, you've added slides, you've deleted, you've gone through and add your text, you can now print it. So when you go to print, I've made it easy because now there's no covers here. When I first started doing this planner, I was adding the covers all into one document, so it was a little bit hard to print because you had to figure out where you needed to start. But now we go to Print, and it already shows it up just like this, okay? All you need to do is hit two-sided. That's it. That's all you have to do. And then hit print. If you really want to save it as a PDF because you don't want to delete anything by accident, you can go to PDF here, down here at the bottom, and then you could save as a PDF, and it would save it as a PDF with all of your text already in there, and you won't be able to delete that ever again. So that would be also a really beneficial thing for you to do, but hit two-sided and then just hit print, and then you're ready to go and it'll start printing for you. Okay, so now that we've done that, I am going to go ahead and get mine printed, fix some of my dates and that I have in here. I'm going to add some of my text and things like that inside of this planner, and then we're going to do an overview, and I'm going to show you how to set up my planner. I'm going to clean off my planner, and then we're going to do a little bit of a walkthrough of every single page. I'm going to talk to you about some of the similarities and some of the differences between the two planners from last year and from this year, and then I'm also going to talk to you about how I'm going to be using this teacher planner this year. So keep watching for a look into setting up my 2017-2018 teacher planner.